Here we go again. Hi, my name is Leah. I am Pygmy Tiger Knits on Instagram and now on YouTube. Episode 2. Thanks so much to everyone who watched my first one and subscribed and liked it. That made me feel really awesome, and commented. That was great. For me being the first time to do this, just out of the gun and hit record, upload, no editing, none of that. I was just, let's do this. So here we are again. Episode 2. Today I have a little bit more to talk about. Some more whips, some finished projects I forgot to talk about last time. Sorry, my kids are making noise in bed, of course. My husband's outside kindly watering all of our plants because we are urban gardening in 5-gallon buckets and planters and planting tomatoes from seeds and all kinds of stuff to have fun and teach the kids. And also my husband bought some potatoes at the beginning of growing season, and they were in the pantry, and like 3 weeks later I go get potatoes out to cook dinner, and there's a forest of potato vines just growing up and going into the next shelf in my pantry, and I pull it out and I'm just cracking up and of course deviating and problem solving, coming up with something else to cook for dinner. And left it out instead of throwing it away to show my husband how silly it was. And he decided, let's grow some potatoes. So he divvied them up in 5-gallon buckets. And we have potatoes and blueberry bushes and raspberry bushes and strawberry plants and pea pods and lettuce and carrots and basil. Love basil. Love basil. I forgot to put some basil on my salad today at lunch. Can't forget that tomorrow because we have a ton of basil. So one of my very favorite podcasts is Amy Beth of the Fat Squirrel down in Indianapolis. Sadly, out of my 2.5 years living in Indianapolis, I did not get to meet Amy Beth. I really would have, because I think we would have hit it off. I love her format, what she does, and hello! And she's just very funny and real, and I really love that. So she always does kind of a segment called Shenanigans. So I thought I'd fill you in a little bit on what I'm doing. Oh, of course, my husband's spraying the window while I'm trying to podcast. So just include that on part of your shenanigans. He's being a little shit. Sorry, I do curse. I just try not to drop the F-bomb. But, you know, when you're a mom, also when I was a teacher, I had like that sensor and filter that I could turn on and off pretty quickly. And then I like to say that at the end of the day, the fuck damn falls and they all go everywhere. So that's where we're at. I'm in my workout attire. Just got out of the shower. I'm all fresh and clean, Mom. Tonight I got to go to a cardio drumming class here in the town that we live in. And if you've never heard of it, they set up these big buckets like the ones that you used to put kegs in, and a big yoga ball and drumsticks. And you just beat the hell out of the yoga ball for an hour to music. It's like aerobics and drumming, and it's nice because you get to get out some aggression. This was only my second class. My neighbors invited me and I went last week with them, and it was phenomenal. I was sore for 2 days, and to me that lets me know that I worked hard. And today I actually got to wear my Apple Watch during class because I couldn't find the charger last time, and did it, and I burned 680 calories, and I'm like, yes, kill it. So that was a new adventure. So I bought my whole setup. I got my own bucket and my own big ball and my drumsticks, which of course I have to customize. I think I'm gonna soak them in some food coloring and vinegar and make them a fun color, and definitely start collecting stickers for my bucket. You're gonna see my husband walk by and he's probably gonna, like, I don't know, do something inappropriate, like rub his nipples like he's Austin Powers or something. Oh wow, he just walks by, totally doesn't perform on cue, I guess. So so get my bucket, and it was a great time. So definitely gonna keep doing that and participating. It was a great day. Oh, hey babe. Brenton, kids are screaming. Do you mind taking care of them, please? Teamwork, always. So last weekend, I got to go up to northern Michigan in Leelanau County to Glen Arbor, Michigan, and visit one of my absolute longest best friends. Her name is Shannon, and visit her. It's been quite a long time since I got to have a visit with her. She's been going through some stuff, so it was great to see her, to be out in nature and talk and visit and kind of have our own little best friend therapy session that always happens, and eat good food and watch an amazing sunset over Lake Michigan. And if you haven't ever been to Lake Michigan, I can't recommend it enough. It's phenomenal. And one of my favorite things to do, and my friend Sue on the Flock Around the Table podcast, they talk about me a lot. It makes me feel really special. Makes me feel kind of famous. Like, oh, I'm so special. They talk about me. I love you guys. The state's rock of Michigan, state stone, is the Patosky Stone, which is like a 250 million year old fossil of fossilized coral, because the Great Lakes were formed from glaciers moving through and carving it out. And it was also an ocean at one point. So Patosky stones are really, really, really fun to find. I really enjoy beachcombing, and just about any beach, the ocean, lakes, wherever. It's free, and it's like a little treasure hunt. So I'm always looking for things. Like, I have jars of shells and stuff for my treasures. And when I lived in Washington during the summers in college, I would find amazing beach glass. And, then you got cool creatures like sea stars and octopus and crabs, and super cool. But, so Patosky Stone. So if you don't know what a Patosky Stone is, here is one that is all polished up. And I really like this one because of the little, like, buckeye eye on it. That was the first one I ever hand polished. Here's another one. So those are just a little treasure to find. And I have a new terrarium that I'm going to put. This is my prized Patosky Stone, which I still have to polish up. I found it on a trip in February, a mom weekend away. And so this is what they look like before they're polished. So this one's huge. Patosky all the way around. So I've been practicing on the little ones before I take on polishing this beauty. But he sits on a cake stand on my kitchen island so I can look at him. So I guess we should start with, well, I guess there's shenanigans too, still more. So I got to go visit Shannon, and then this last week my husband was out of town for 3 days on business. So I had all three of my kids 24/7 during that, but we made it through. Made it through. And then we culminated the whole week with Maggie, my youngest's first birthday, which was wonderful. Saturday we had her party, and so many friends and family came and made it just feel so much special. And we played outside, and there was the pool and the water and cake, which she hated. She was so scared of her Cookie Monster cake. It's a tradition on my mom's side of the family that when you're turn 1, you get a Cookie Monster cake, and it's fun because you get all blue. But Maggie wouldn't have it. She did not like that cake. So we just played outside in the water instead, which of course she loves. And then Sunday was her actual birthday, and we went out to breakfast and went to Costco and played some more, and just really soaked in the fact that we now have a 1-year-old, and she's a zoomer all over the place, crawling and getting after her sisters. So that was really fun and special. I've been reading more. I've been trying to take somewhat of a knitting break when I can. Kind of have to force myself to, because I just love knitting so much that's generally what I pick up when I'm trying to relax. But I get tension in my shoulders and my neck. So much so, and I think that also has to do with the fact that Maggie's over 20 pounds and I'm always carrying her on my left side. But I threw out my neck on Friday morning brushing my hair, which of course made me feel like the oldest woman ever. Or, it just happens. Part of life. So I luckily got into a massage, and that has really helped, and I'm feeling a lot better today. But while I couldn't knit because I couldn't move my head, I've been reading this book, The House in the Cerulean Sea. And it's really good. I'm a little bit TikTok obsessed. That's another app that I'm trying to get off social media as much. But Book Talk has been fun for reading. I do really love youth novels. I do read, stuff meant for grown-ups too. But that's just kind of where I'm at. But this is really cool. It's very magical. It's about this guy who he assesses orphanages that take care of magical youth and sees how they're doing and evaluates them and all this, and he gets sent to an island that has top clearance and has 5 or 6 extremely rare magical youths, so he has to go and assess it. So I'm only about 4 or 5 chapters in, but so far really good read. All right, so 3 FOs that I can talk about today. This little dress, which, wow, that gradient is really coming in as stripes right now. There's a little butterfly motif on it. I think it's called the butterfly dress. I'm so sorry, I don't remember this pattern. I got it free with this skein of yarn. This is from Bah, and Bah is spelled B-A-A-H yarns. They're out of Indy, and they had a trunk show at the Village Yarn Company a couple years ago. Lucy was a baby when I bought that yarn. I finally pulled it out because I thought, oh shit, if Maggie, if I don't make it now, I'm not gonna be able to make that dress because Maggie's gonna outgrow it. So it's meant to grow with them. So right now, I should have made it just a tiny bit longer for where she is, or I should have just made it a couple months ago and she would have been in it sooner. But it's gonna end up being more like a tunic shirt, and she can grow with it. She'll probably be able to wear this until she's at least 2. So I still got to block it and set that design down. So that was fun. Then, dun da da da, pair number 16 of Christmas socks. I don't remember if I had these started or if I said I was going to cast these on last time. But self-striping yarn is extremely motivating to keep going. Just one more stripe, just one more stripe, just one more stripe. Or just one more repeat of the stripes, which is, this one was a series of 4 different colors. And it came with the contrasting heel toe and cuff, which I always appreciate. I'm really into contrasting heel toes and cuffs. I very much appreciate that aesthetic. I don't like it if it's a self-striping yarn and it gets interrupted at the heel and the stripes get out of order. That bothers me. So I love it when it comes with. So that is Cozy Knitter colorway. I think it's Gingerbread House. I don't remember specifically. I know I said it on my last video though, because I pulled the label out from the inside of the cake. So that is pair number 16, and I ordered my yarn to finish my other socks, the colorwork ones, Saturday morning socks. I'm very much looking forward to that arriving in the mail because I want to finish those so badly. I might even pull some mini skeins from the many skeins I have and do a couple more pairs because it was just super satisfying to do. And I just disturbed Charlie. He was sleeping on my next FO. And I do not have the ends woven in on this, sadly, because there are a lot. But one of the Advent calendars I participated in last year was from Spectrum Fiber, and she's out of the UK, and she does amazing neons. Just out of this world. And I have Chelsea and Melanie to thank and also blame for that purchase because I was with them when we all ordered it and got into the Advent last year for this. And I thought, oh man, what am I going to do this as? So every day I'd open it and I'm like, wow, these are so cool. I want to use all of these amazing bright colors in something together. And I came across a pattern called the Simple Something Sweater. And it's all about using your leftovers of whatever, no matter how big, how small. And she goes through it really well on how to kind of organize your values and your tones, light, medium, dark, which ones are your pops of color and things like that to really guide you. And you hold 2 fingerings together. So I actually contacted Spectrum Fiber and bought a couple undyed skeins because I wanted to, it's going to sound crazy to people who know me, but I wanted to tone it down a little bit with the white. So it was so much fun. And this sweater might be my new sweater recipe go-to because it just fits like the comfiest sweatshirt you could ever possibly imagine. And it was so much fun to really paint and blend and marl the colors. I started up here going like, oh, maybe I'll do stripes. And then I decided, no, I don't really like the stripes so much. So I started really marling and then throwing those pops in. And I was super nervous about the sleeves, not making sure they matched. I didn't want them to be, it's already wild enough. I didn't want it to be super not matchy. But it is the coziest sweater. I cannot wait. I haven't blocked it yet. I haven't woven in any ends. I honestly don't think I'm going to wet block it. I think I'm going to steam just the collar so it relaxes just a little bit, but I like the fit everywhere else so much that I don't think I will block it. And she intended it to be the stockinette side out. And I still can't decide which side I like better, if I like stockinette out or the pearl side out. So, and I sadly forgot to have my ends on the stockinette side. So all of my ends, there's many, many, many of them, are on the pearl side. So I don't know, I just need to bite the bullet and start weaving in ends. So that way I can wear this. I mean, in these cooler nights at the beginning of the fall, I'm imagining this is going to be one of my absolute favorite sweaters to reach for. I'm very much a sweatshirt, blue jean kind of gal, as well as sweatpants. Don't discount sweatpants. If you want some good sweatpants, go online to High Five Threads. Their sweatpants, yes, they're $55 for sweatpants. Yeah, that's expensive, but they have pockets in the side and a back pocket, and it's like the heavy duty sweatshirt material. They're fabulous. And so does M22. They also have good sweats. I'm kind of addicted to my closet. Has a lot of M22 and High Five Threads in it. But I am so excited for this sweater. It fits. Just, so cozy. I feel like I'm getting hugged. So those are my FOs. And now I guess I'll move on to my whips and what I've been working on. Sadly, I haven't touched my scrappy blanket because I've been focusing on the socks. I really wanted to get these done, and since I was a little bit behind because there was 2.5 days of no knitting this last week because of my neck. But I did cast on last night while we were watching Marvel movies. We were watching Endgame last night, which is kind of like heartbreakingly sad at the end, but also feel good because Captain America's ending, but still sad. So I cast on Brenton's America. That's what I'm going to call him. His America socks. So how cool is that she came up with this self-striping red and white stripes and then this awesome blue with the little tiny white speckles for the flag. I mean, how cool is that? I don't remember what. Let me just pull the tag out. The Painted Tiger. And it's called the Grand Old Flag Self-Striping. And it's a 75/25 merino nylon. So I'm thrilled about that. I am going to make sure the first couple time I wash these that I put color catchers in for fear that the red will bleed a little bit into the white. But hey, whatever. Brenton loves them. And I have one of my Progress Keepers from the Gnome Knitter. Bacon and eggs go together like me and Brenton. And since this is very much a love knit, I do love knitting for the people I love. If you're knitworthy, count yourself very, very, very blessed, because to me I am knitting love into each and every stitch. I am putting my love. I'm thinking about you while I'm making it. I'm giving you positive energy, and then so when you wear it, you're wearing my love, which I don't know, it's very romantic to me. And just I think I get it from my mom with all the quilts that she made, and to sleep under a quilt is to be sleeping under a blanket of love, is I think one of her sayings that she puts on her thing. So handmade things are definitely part of my blood, part of my upbringing, part of my history. Making a homemade meal and gifting it to somebody, homemade bread, jam, whatever, but something that can keep you warm and cozy. Definitely, I don't know, it just makes me feel so good. I do selfishly knit for myself a lot, but I do absolutely love gifting people knits. Like Brenton's uncle, whom I've never met. Brenton and I have been together 8 or 9 years now. We've been married 6. And his uncle, who lives in Arizona, his dad's brother, I've never met. He didn't come to our wedding. He has cats, and he didn't want to leave them, which I understand. So he didn't want to come. He sent us a very nice gift, and he's super sweet. He never forgets Brenton's birthday, always sends a gift. never forgets my birthday. He sends a card, and all of our girls get cards on their birthday, and it's so crazy because he gets it here the last mailing day before their birthday. Maggie's birthday was on Sunday, and she got her card before her birthday. And that's just, we always send him something, of course, at Christmas. But 2 years ago, I started knitting him socks because I was like, I really want him to know that he means a lot to us. So I sent him socks and then sent him another pair last year, and I'll keep sending him socks. And last year for my birthday, he sent me a card, and he's like my dad. Like, you get dollar store cards too for $1, but you know, it's the sentiment that counts, the thought, which I love. I love getting cards in the mail. And my card it was not a dollar store card. He had clearly paid from Hallmark or Walgreens or wherever, and it was a llama on the front, or an alpaca. I can't remember which now. May have been an alpaca, but they're hard to tell the difference unless you know, like, the ear curve. So, and in it, he gave me $40 and said, here, go buy some alpaca yarn for your next project. And I was just like, oh, Uncle Marty, so sweet. So, you know, I love that people feel that love when I give them something. So, so there's that project. And then I also have been pulling out, just recently, there's not very much on it, but it's in my Hoagie Locatelli and West Knits bag, which is super nice leather. And the way it opens. A couple years ago, I got to go up to Wool and Honey for a grocery girl and plucky knitter weekend. And it was so much fun. And sitting on the beach with all these knitters and on Lake Michigan, it was just, it was so good. And s'mores, and then getting to meet Jody and Tracy from the Grocery Girls, whom I love to watch and listen to. And meeting some fabulous, fabulous people. This is some of the yarn from that trip. Some plucky primo fingering. So I wanted to make the Second Avenue wrap or shawl for a very long time. So that is what that will be. And like I said, it's still very much at the beginning. Very, very much at the beginning. Just that they cast on at about 1 inch. So I will keep working on that and get that done so it's ready for the fall and have it wrapped around my neck. And oh, so good. If you've never tried plucky knitter, highly recommend it. It is super, super, super nice and wonderful. Also, I got some amazing people I met there. Was Julie and Curtis Stowe. They're the salt of the earth kind of people. They are both makers. They met in 7th grade. Jewelry, quilting, all kinds of stuff. Just fabulous people. And they have these chairs that look like they came off a cruise ship with green and white stripes on the wooden frame. And they're just the kindest people, and an inspiring marriage is definitely something to aspire to. They're fabulous. My mom and I got to go visit them when my mom was here in May, and it was such a good visit. Actually, this bag back here, Julie made. I have 2 bags from her. No, actually I have 3. So she's a fabulous maker. So Stowe Studio, if you want to follow somebody awesome. And sorry, Curtis, I can't remember what your handle is. But they're just, And I met them on that trip, and then we bumped into each other in Rhinebeck that year, and they're just fabulous people. So I love going to knitting events, fiber events, just for the community and that positive energy that seems to emanate from those kinds of things, and it really fills my bucket for a really long time. So that's kind of really all I have left. I wanted to show you one of the things that we gave Maggie for her birthday, just because I think it's super cool. And like seriously, they make these things in giant size? Like, what? Like, I know it's a bit of a smaller baby toy, but I figure since it's bigger, you know, a 1-year-old will like it too. So, I mean, stop it. Barnes & Noble. What? Saw that and had to get it immediately. Well, anyway, I guess I'm going to keep knitting and hopefully get the first one of Brenton's Stars and Stripes socks done tonight and get it going. Hopefully get to the bind off. I don't know how much further I have to go. Hold on, let's check. If you don't have one of these sock rulers, I highly recommend it. thesockruler.com. So I just put it in here and I line it up at the bottom of my heel flap and stretch it out. Well, not totally stretch it out, just kind of a relaxed. So I'm at 6.5 inches right now. And I think for Brenton, let's check. My husband has size 15 feet, so I mean, my God. So, but I have these little cheaters from Katrinkles that tell me the inches, and sadly Brenton's isn't even on here. It stops at 14, but I wrote it in pencil on the back. So I need to stop at 9.45 inches before I do the toe. So I have 3 more inches to go approximately before I start the toe. So we'll see how far I get tonight. You know, I don't even know what time it is because I took my watch off to charge it. It's probably after 9 or so. So yeah, get that done. Love the heel. If you're curious on what sock recipe I use, I actually use Tracy Miller from the Grocery Girls. She started designing socks, and I have knit her Coffee Talk socks and her Galliano socks. And her recipe that she uses, the base of for her heel, that is my favorite. It is my favorite fit. And so I've knit socks so many times I've actually have it memorized. So yeah, I'm going to get that going tonight. I hope you all are having a good week. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. That'd be so cool. I mean, how cool would it get if I got to 100 subscribers? Oh my goodness, they might have to get a bag. Do a drawing or something. So take care. Oh, and I forgot. Somebody said I had to have Charlie in the background in every video, but he decided to curl up on the stool next to me today. But this is Charlie. He is the inspiration for Pygmy Tiger Knits because he's a pygmy tiger, stripy orange cat. And yeah, he's my baby. He's always knit with me. I didn't start my knitting career till after I had him. So he's been there from the get-go. Have a wonderful day. A wonderful whatever time of day it is and whatever part of your week. Good night.